I'm sorry, Vitaly Goncharek?
Yes.
All right, thanks. Vitaly is the CEO and founder of Augmented Pixels. It's a company that develops software to allow drones, robots, and other devices navigate outdoors and in GPS-denied environments with high accuracy. He's been involved in several ventures exploring the potential for computer learning, image recognition, and augmented and virtual reality. He's recently served as mentor and judge for NASA's Space Race Startup Challenge. Sounds exciting, and a multi-phase business plan competition to launch startups to encourage adoption of NASA technologies. Vitaly is from Odessa, Ukraine, and received academic and business degrees from Richelieu Lyceum, and the Odessa National University. So Vitaly is going to talk about artificial intelligence and augmented reality in animal production systems.
Thank you very much. And I want to add with my background, like I'm in applied mathematics, so I know a little bit about all this stuff. I will keep my presentation short, and I will not go deep in some technologies, but I'm in computer vision maybe last 6 years, so I have a very good company in this area. But so today I was asked to talk about how machine learning and augmented reality could be used for animal production, and I will share some of my experience in autonomous navigation and computer vision. Plus, I did some my homework and found several interesting use cases that could be used for animal production, and I will share to you several videos. You need just turn your imagination. I know it's hard after 3 hours or 4 hours or so, but I hope you will turn it. You can just imagine what you can do with it. So now we have a lot of new sensors, collect different data about environment, about animal outside, inside. We have autonomous robots and techniques inside of autonomous robots. It's also machine learning, computer vision, etc. So with the same field. And what is good, we have increase of power of CPU and GPU, so we can analyze much more data than we can. This is like 10 years ago. Plus, we have better internet, so we can use a lot of data, collect data from sensors, and analyze it on the cloud. So I will share several important cases for me. And after that, I will just talk about my vision about this, and I will try to be short, like 10 minutes. I think it's efficient. So I think the main interest in agriculture is a lot of IoT sensors. For example, probably most of all of in this area you used Fitbit before. Just imagine what you can create something like Fitbit for homes. Yeah, so you can track a lot of different information from animals, and like heart rate, respiration rate, pH level, etc. And since you have very cheap sensors like this, you can track individually condition of each animal, and you can make decision individual. For sure, it's electronic identification, so it's very important for classification to analyze animals inside of farms, etc. Using very simple techniques, it's not like rocket science in machine learning, but you can analyze odometry of animals, and possibly even to detect some cycles where it's better to make new animals, etc. So this is fun. Facial recognition. This is like more field where I'm from. So just using a camera or several cameras, you can recognize face of animal. Yeah. So you don't need even to integrate some chips inside of the body. And having these techniques, you can, for example, feed animals in more efficient way. You can track some additional parameters. weight detection. I want to show you some video. This is what some of kind of technology we have inside of the company, but I will share to you. So using some specific sensor, and it's machine learning techniques. So you can walk around the animal, in this case it's a human, yeah, and you can understand geometry of a body. So you can create a 3D model of a body. Since you understand this, you can understand, you can analyze using data what already exists. You can understand the size of the body, so you can predict the weight of animal, and you can do this in a very like natural, organic way without stress to the animal. So you don't need like to put in specific places, etc. You can just put sensors on a way when the animal walking in a natural way, and recognize and create such kind of models. Let's back to the presentation. With use of just cheap cameras, you can track, for example, skin on animals, and in a remote way you can detect probably in same techniques like previous company mentioned, like using deep learning or neural networks like CNN. You can understand, for example, some disease. And again, you don't need to be very close to the animal. It's enough for you to just use, you can do this remotely. It's possible also to track behavior. So probably you can understand some disease from behavior, how you're tracking behavior of animal. For this case, you definitely need to, so I will show you, like for example, like core technology what inside is something what we're doing. So we do some kind of mapping of the environment, etc. So it's some kind of helmet, and you can provide with this helmet step-by-step working instruction to your working inside of farm. In this way, you don't need like to explain anything. Yeah, we'll show you.
Behind me, the valve system. First thing the helmet does is detect the environment. And it will notice that the pressure.
So, for example, if you need something to fix or something to maintain, you can just provide such kind of instructions, and the worker will do this much more efficient. And it's also so this is like augmented reality, but based on machine learning and artificial intelligence. So like the same field. Next use case, yeah, autonomous navigation. So most of our companies speak here about products, own products. So I'll speak like 1 second too. This is, for example, what we have. So we do systems, but we do not do hardware. We do just a system what you can plug into a drone or to a robot, and after that you can program behavior inside. So you don't need any pilot or any human who piloting this. This is, for example, what we have in our office. This video like 1 year old because I cannot share some new videos, but yes, it's. But this drone is flying full autonomously and without GPS. So it don't need GPS. It uses just the image data from camera, and having this technology, you can just program its behavior. And this technology, kind of technology, could be used for robotics too, for robots with wheels. So, for example, in this case, you can deliver some sensors close to animals, yeah, and you can collect much more data. You can track location, track behavior, etc. In this case, this is autonomous robotics too. So you can clean something in the farms, or you can feed animals. What is important? So all these sensors, robotics, etc., they generate a lot of information. You cannot analyze it. So you need some systems what will make some small decisions without human assistance, or will ask you for something but will analyze something like autonomously. And a lot of systems now using like in farming, but not in animal production. But so this all these use cases bring me to some kind of this model. So you have an animal with some sensors outside, inside. They sending data to some kind of artificial intelligence, or with human, like with supervising learning or without supervising learning. And this system gives instruction to robotics. In more details, it looks like you have sensors, and you're sending instruction, for example, to feeding systems, to robots, and you can send instructions through augmented reality glasses to workers. And this is something what we're starting already see, this kind of systems in farms. Results of this. So I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm thinking in terms of cost and investments and profit. So when I'm going to any company, I'm talking about not like investments for innovations, just for innovation itself. I'm talking about such kind of system could decrease costs, and we can share costs with, for example, farms and businesses, agricultural businesses. So it's the way how we can make production more cost efficient. So as a result, it's possible to increase return on investment. It's possible to reduce cost on human labor. And by the way, my company is based in California, in Palo Alto, but I'm originally from Ukraine, but I'm like 6 years a company here. And human cost of the human labor in the United States is comparing with other countries very high. So when you're trying to create here some product, you need to compete with the same cost abroad. And thanks to add more robotics into production, it's make you more free from this kind of cost. So you cannot depend on it. So it's possible to make more competitive export. So you can compete with the prices in the future. What is good? So since you started to use artificial intelligence, machine learning in agriculture, you can increase your knowledges, and this is like continuous process. So you will self-improve your systems like daily, and this makes technologies much more advanced. And as a result, it's efficient use of resources. Thank you very much. I'm ready.
Fascinating. Questions?
With respect to the autonomous UAV, programmed in a way that the actual UAV can avoid different obstacles in the landscape areas?
Yeah, so with our system, first we do mapping of the environment, so we have some actual map of the environment. Second, we understand the obstacles, like new obstacles, moving objects, etc., and sending to control system like new commands how to avoid these obstacles. And it's really hard, so you need to use a lot of sensors. So it's not only camera and IMU. You have to use like ultrasonic to not broke any glass, because you cannot detect glass using cameras, for example, using radar. So usually it's a very, very big system with a lot of sensors.
Thank you.
I'm working with New Zealand has a lot of interest in trying to reduce methane emissions in sheep and cattle, and I guess with your e-pills and that, I mean, is there a possibility that you could sense methane and then deliver? I forgot what I'm looking for, but anyway, tannins or to control the methanogens in the animal. Have you thought about that, or is that possible?
I think yeah. So you need just the right sensors, and you need right analytics for this. But probably yeah.
Part of the problem is that they add a compound and then it gets washed out of the system, or organisms adapt. But if you could put it at the right dosage, you wouldn't have continuous. You wouldn't have the weed resistance problem. That's the same idea. Okay. AG.
You know,
Mike.
As a harvesting,
AG.
let's say you're harvesting,
Hey, do you use your mic?
Might use the mic, sorry.
let's say you're harvesting avocados, and it's hard to see an avocado sometime, but with that little helmet on, I could see you could pretty quickly give the harvester a better view of what he's trying to get, because it would key in on exactly what he needs to pick, right? You could potentially do that with other ripening fruits that have different spectrums, and it would really show them really quickly which fruits are the ones that are, or what's ready to pick. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, so what you can do, you can put some, so first of all, using computer vision techniques, you can define these fruits. Second, and some convolutional networks, etc. Second, you can understand like color, for example, of these foods. And third, you can provide like a path. You can just like highlight these foods so it will be visible for you. I'm not sure how this is cost efficient, but because versus like robotics itself, so you can probably send a robot and pick up fruits, yeah. But how is this cost efficient compared with the human in a helmet? But yeah, like on a technology level, it's possible to do.
Other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, thanks a lot. So we'll take, probably about a 15-minute break here, and then we'll reconvene. We've got 3 more presentations in the afternoon, or the second half. Hey, good job. Okay, I think we probably should kind of get settled here.
Okay, I'm gonna press on your card, maybe Jim.
Came out, he was of DOE. Yeah, and he had the national debt.
Are we okay to go? Okay, so we're going to switch gears a little bit from agriculture production per se to more natural resources and soil and water. So our first presentation this afternoon